Hi, this is Jeline from the Honors Tutorial. Welcome to part 2 of factoring polynomials, the sum of two cubes for Mathematics 10. So now we have here our new pattern. So this is the quantity of x cubed minus y cubed. As you can see, the difference of part 1 and part 2 is that the pattern itself. The other video discusses about x cubed plus y cubed. Then this video discusses about x cubed minus y cubed. So our pattern will be different in terms of the sign that we have or the operation in between the terms. So for our pattern, we will be using the quantity of x minus y times the quantity of x squared plus xy plus y squared. So let us have our first example here so that you may understand it further. So I will be writing the solution here. And then let's have the given. So that is equal to 729 x cubed minus y cubed. For us to determine what is x and y, we have to get the cube root of each term. So let's have this, the cube root of 729 x cubed and the cube root, of course, of y cubed. So let's have first the cube root of 729, the numerical coefficient of x cubed. So for you to be able to solve for the cube root of 729 without having the calculator, I want you to think of a number that when you raise to 3 is equal to 729. That is 9, correct. It is because, let me just show it to you. Why is it 9? It is because when we raise 9 to 3, it will become 9 times 9 times 9. So now 9 times 9 is 81 times 9, that is equal to 729. So that's why we get 9 here. But we don't include the exponent, so we only write 9. Okay. And then after that, we will be solving for the cube root of x cubed. To get the cube root of a variable together with its exponent, you have to divide this, the index and your exponent here. So that is 3 divided by 3, so 1. You can write x raised to 1 here beside 9, or you can just write x. It is because when your exponent is 1 in your variable, automatically it should be an invisible number. So let's continue. So now 9x will be the value of x. Let's have the cube root of y cube. For this part, you have to divide the index and your exponent. So that is 1. So we have here y raised to 1. Again, you have the choice or the freedom to write y raised to 1 or y. It is because when your exponent is 1, as I have mentioned before, it should be an invisible number. Okay? So but if you want to write y raised to 1, you have to simplify it and change it still to y. So this will be the value of your y. And then let's substitute our x and y in our given pattern. So the pattern that we have here is the quantity of x minus y times the quantity of x squared plus xy plus y squared. So let's continue. Let's substitute the given. So for x, we have here 9x minus y, that is still y, times the quantity of x, so that is 9x raised to 2, plus x again, so that is 9x, and then times y, so that is y, plus y again, so that is y raised to 2. Let's solve. So we have here the quantity of 9x minus y times 9x squared, the quantity of 9x squared, so that is 9 squared. 9 squared meaning 9 times 9, because your exponent is telling you how many times are you going to multiply the base to itself, and that is twice. So 9 times 9 is 81 here. And then for x, you can see an exponent here, but there is an exponent here that is invisible 1. So 1 times 2, that's 2. So you have here x raised to 2. And then let's have the middle term here. So that is um 9, just copy 9 plus 9. And then x times y is xy. And then plus, we have here invisible 1. So 1 times 2 is 2, so y squared. So now this is the final answer, and this is the factors of 729 x cubed minus y cubed. So let us have another example. So we have here 125 x cubed y raised to 9 minus 343 z raised to 15. So let us have our solution here. Let me just copy the given. So that is 125 x cubed y raised to 9 minus 343 z raised to 15. And then since we are talking about the sum of two cubes, we have to get the cube root of 125 x cubed y raised to 9 and the cube root of 343 z raised to 15. Let's continue. So the cube root of 125 is 5. And then the cube root of x cubed is x. And the cube root of y raised to 9 is y raised to 3. Why? Because 9 divided by 3, this part is 3. So this will be the value of our x. And then for this, we have here the cube root of 343. That is equal to 7, because when 7 is raised to 7, when 7 is raised to 3, the answer is 343. And then z raised to 15 divided by 3, so that is 5. And this will be the value of our y. So let us have the pattern now. So we have here the quantity of x minus y times the quantity of x squared plus xy plus y squared. And then let's substitute the value of x, and that is 5xy cube minus the value of y, so that's 7 z raised to 5 times the value of x, so that is the quantity. Let me just write it here below. So that is the quantity of 5xy cube raised to 2 plus the value of x again. So that is 5xy cube times y. So that is 7 z raised to 5 times y squared. So that is still 7 z raised to 5. Then let's continue solving. Let me just use this right side so that I may write better here and solve for the following equations. So we have here the quantity of 5xy cube minus 7 z raised to 5 times the quantity of 5 squared, that is 25, x raised to 2, that is x squared, y cube raised to 2 is y raised to 6 because you have to multiply the exponents. Plus 5 times 7, that's 35. Xy cube, z cube. And then last part, you have squared here. So that is 7 squared. So that is 49. Let me write it here. 49 z raised to 10. So this is the final answer. So I hope that you have learned something in the part 2 of our discussion, and you differentiate the first pattern and the second pattern also. Just be careful with your exponents and your signs, okay? So that's it for today. Thank you and God bless.